8th. Let's take a look at what's going on with the market today. Let's take a look at the heat map first. Where's my heat map? I think I just accidentally closed it. I'm sorry. Here you go. Yeah, this is a heat map. I look at it several times a day. Basically, will give you a pretty good idea of what's going on with the market. You see this green, red, green, red. This is a worldwide market. It usually means Japanese, right? Like China names very mixed today. Try to bounce a little bit, but yeah, looks like they just failed the bounce. We take out all the BABA on the long-term stocks. Right now, we're just waiting for the Shanghai update, which probably won't see any update for another 2 to 4 weeks for reopening. That's really bad for Tesla if their Shanghai factory got shut down for a whole month. They're going to miss their annual guidance, expecting a sell off into the earnings on Tesla. SE tried to bounce back to 130, failed. Now I'll push back to 115. Shopify try to push up to 750 and pull back down to 600. Depends on how the inflation goes. This thing can continue to sell off. Some of the material names in Brazil, now they start to pull back down, right? Like failed. It pushed up to 21, now pull back because of the Shanghai lockdown. We'll see if the iron ore import from China will start to decrease. If that's the case, we're going to see a lot of sell off, like all the minor names, like BHP in Australia, the largest miner in the world. A lot of South Africa minor names will start to pull back down as well. A lot of gold minor names are pushing out, breaking out right now. That can be a swing trading opportunity like gold. Yeah, we'll definitely keep an eye on it. So take a look at the S&P 500. This is the chart or the color scheme you don't want to see. That means choppy, right? Tech heavily pulled back. Nvidia, Tesla leading the downside today. Some retails, Home Depot and Lowe, we talk about in the day trading channel, Zoom Live. It's been pushing out nicely. We might start to swing some names here. I mean, they look like they're just gonna break out. Target is breaking out. Walmart has been breaking out for a while. Costco, Pepsi, Coca-Cola has been one line up for about 2-3 months. Kind of too late to chase them, so I'm just using income generation. But looking at like Home Depot low might start to have a daily chart low bottom reversal to the upside. We can probably do income generation on AMT, 5G, 4G tower name. Good seasonality, still pushing up. Healthcare has been rallying, UNH, and then those healthcare / insurance name. They are always doing pretty well when the interest rate goes up. AbbVie, Merck, I mean, they have been rallying for about 2 months already, too late to chase. Now is the time to take profit instead of chasing. Yeah, in the next market cycle, I mean, of course, these pharmaceutical names, they also heavily rely on their clinical trial results. Probably will start to take the last piece off. On our Beltech holding, I mean, we have been taking a lot of them out in this rally already. Yeah, unless they can continue advance on our clinical trial, usually they do on Lilly, Pfizer, they have very robust pipeline. And some point in May, after Fed balance sheet decision, we might start to re-enter some oversold pharmaceutical names, ALLO, TGTX, those guys. Still have a solid clinical trial pipeline, but got beaten like crazy. That's on the pharmaceutical. Financial nets has been selling off for 6 days. Now start to bounce back. So we are gonna see, we could have a little rally into the earnings in a week, which is gonna happen in a week and a half. Semiconductor, pretty heavy sell off right now. Continue to pull back from the Shanghai news and Apple. Some analysts this morning are actually warning that Apple might report a pretty bad quarter. So even Taiwan Semi reported a nice quarter last night, with a 35% revenue growth, and come on, it's a top 10 largest company in US exchange. So a 35 revenue growth is really big, but it doesn't matter, continue to pull back. So yeah, GM and Ford might have a downtrend break, but again, they might get affected by the supply chain, just like Tesla and many other EV names. So I wouldn't trust this push back up. On the flow algo side, it's kind of quiet today. I think everybody's waiting for the market for the next move. In the past 2 days, we actually keep seeing a lot of put sweep. So I do expect the market might start to push back and out down from here, and later on we're going to see the same thing on the chart. On the dark pool side, today the dark pool data started coming, 448.56, not a lot of volume so far. But if you look at yesterday, the volume was okay. I mean, it's telling me the market makers and the institutes are not selling a lot of SPY at this level. Part of the reason I think SPY is holding the 50-day EMA. Yeah, if you look at the weekly, it's kind of on the downside bias. A lot of sell at 451, which is around the current level. That's the average price, and that's also telling us the market is probably going to range bound from here. And if you look at the options for this week, still bias on the call side on SPY. Most of the call coming early this week, and yesterday when the market bounced. Most of the put coming on Tuesday, Wednesday when the market pulled back down. Yeah, so kind of the other reason SPY is holding up, right? Just a lot of metrics to look at. You can see semiconductors start to become heavy because there are more put and call. That's another signal that semi is going to pull back from here. Same thing with Apple. Well, sorry, Apple has more call than put. So that's why Apple's kind of topping but still holding up there. So we'll look at those charts. Let's take a look at the shipping, which is one of our largest holding long-term investment. Continue 11 week of sell-off on the container shipping index. Still in the low season. I mean, April usually is a shorter. May is really into July is the peak season. So yeah, we're going to see Shanghai is going to reopen in May or not, right? If that's the case, we're going to see a lot of this shipping then start to push back out together with the shipping price. Dry bulk index, all those steel, iron ore, wheat, those raw material shipping continue to pull back. This Shanghai lockdown is not helping as well. The shipping rental rates, all-time high, a little pullback this week, but it doesn't justify all those shipping leaser, rental names pulling back like GSL, DAC. So I think there's a huge opportunity there once those rates start to come back up. So yeah, we talk about SPY right now. Sorry, I'm just gonna repeating myself. It's always a range bound around 50-day EMA, which is the line over here. Right now, 30-day and 50-day EMA merged together, so it's really hard to tell the difference here. But you can see 4A 14 days EMA are here, and this 14 and 30-day EMA just range bound for SPY for now. And I talked about it earlier, sorry, I'm just going to repeat. 50-day EMA has been a strong resistance. Every time in the downside market, you're going to see a 50-day EMA going to retest this so many times, right? Like the January sell-off, 50-day EMA hold, pull back down, reclaim 50-day EMA, retest, until all the EMAs start to merge and have a powerful, line down. That's the time we're going to see, like last time, we have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days of power sell-off, and then start to become choppy again. Oops, where am I? Yeah, start to become choppy again, push back up, come down to 50-day EMA, have a whole week of ugly time, push back up, and EMA align, break down 50-day EMA, have a week of sell off, then kind of bottom pricing, and then you know what happened next, right? Choppy, all the EMA line out, cross up, boom, and we make a lot of money on this rally. Now just kind of another consolidation cycle. So in this consolidation cycle, we'll start to scope more in day trading, swing trading less, unless some sectors or individual stocks start to show momentums, which we kind of touch base. KR, right, breaking out. Combo soup, consumer defense breaking out. Food name ADM flagging to the upside, little extended overbought on RSI, but come on, this food price just keep pushing up. So you know, talk about tech, right? Apple just kind of double topping, and that's why we take out a lot of stock, expecting if Apple started to report a bad earnings, it's probably going to push back down to here. Yeah, and this is really bad sign that tech started to break down. Look at QQQ right before the earnings, selling off together with financials. Financial now start to break this daily downtrend. We might see a little bounce back into the earnings, which is going to happen in a week and a half. But now tech is selling out before the earnings. Those are the bad signs that if the earnings start to miss, you're going to see SPY start to push back down. Talk about it earlier. If the earnings started to lose ground, we're probably going to see SPY push to year low. And then we'll have a strong EMA support. I've been waiting at 404. That level breaks. We have weekly 358. Again, I highly doubt what will happen at 358. The long-term investment, I'm sitting on 50% cash. Pulling back down to this 404, I think the buying opportunity will start to present. If we really pull back to 358 without systematic economy problem, I do think that's a huge buying opportunity. Highly doubt that will happen, but if it happens, we're probably talking about Apple 120, Tesla probably 600 to 700, Google probably 2300, those kind of levels. Yeah, that's kind of like a high level watch. Fix actually breaking down day low, so I could see next leg up. Kind of decouple from SPY right now. It's interesting. I was going to mention something. So first of all, I'm going to mention the weekly email. Watch a lot of retail names start to break out. Right, Home Depot and Lowe's. Right, has been selling up. Might start to have a bottom reversal to the upside kind of chart. Same thing with Wayfair, OSTK, all those names. I mean, they have been pretty oversold. And a lot of retails are breaking out. Taking a look at Target, right? Oh wow, should have day traded. Touch the 200-day EMA breaking out. Let's see at this level will provide some resistance, pull back, and maybe that's the time to swing it. I mean, look at this sector, right? Walmart has been unstopped too late, but good income generation candidate. Same thing with Costco, Blue Sky breaking out. Flagging to the upside, ready for retest all-time high, right? So definitely watch the retail sector. Shipping, I think there's a huge opportunity here. When we talk about the shipping index earlier, I do think the ZIM is oversold, but I wouldn't touch anything until the Shanghai lockdown at least have indications it's going to finish. Have some more specific timeline. The COVID numbers start to drop in Shanghai and China, then that's the time I think might start a good time to long. Triton, we just closed the long-term position since this option just break. Also take a loss on swing trading. But again, all those names, they have strong fundamentals, huge amount of cash. They might provide a really strong share buyback and increased dividend, all the good stuff. When their earnings start to come out in mid-May. So let's patiently wait for Shanghai update, and when the chart started to look better, and that could be the next big trade, guys. We're talking about full size swing trading, 300, 500, 1000% maybe. to get 1000%, you really need to enter really early. So sometimes when you feel like the chart's not ready, we enter because we want to get into this big trade. But I know when we enter early, the risk just there, right? Like Trident, I do expect originally that this option is going to hold, and then we're going to add into the size, expect a push back up into May and June. But it looks like it's breaking this uptrend, so market is just trashing them right now. Yeah, it's kind of like a high level what's going on with the market. Yeah, hopefully this is helpful. Yeah, any question, feel free to reach out on Discord. I'm gonna stop the recording now.